is Stephanie, but everybody calls me Sissy, and I wish I knew how to do this live, so if there were any questions I could answer. But if you do have any questions or any topics you want addressed, just leave a comment. That would be great. Tonight, it's going to be a hodgepodge of topic. I did make a list of what I want to talk about. Mainly, I'm making this video to cover the facility wall requests and other wall requests. Those are like my pet peeves. But I also want to talk about the forums and help tab, the neighbors and buddies, the differences between Slashkey and Facebook, and how you can level up quickly, hiring people and tools, super neighbors, what to plant and why, and how to figure it out. So it's like a hodgepodge of topics, and see if anything that I've come across, you've come across, or we'll just work this together. Okay, so I'm going to pause for just a brief moment. Okay, that was very brief, but I had to figure out where to go next. So, and currently I am on the new Slashkey website doing it, and as you can see up here, slashkey.com. This is my Slashkey website that I'm on, which I happen to love. So I don't know why people are so afraid of this new website, or why they're all in a hizzy or panic or whatever about it. It's basically the same so far that I've found out. But everything I'm going to talk about tonight, I've only been, in July, it will be 2 years that I've been playing this game. I consider myself relatively a newbie because, there are things that I learned after playing for a year that I didn't know. So it's going to be like, if you're a newbie to Farmtown, this should be helpful to you. If you're an old-timey, please listen. We're going to start with facility wall requests and other wall requests, because not everybody works these every day. But being that I'm disabled, I have a lot of time on my hands. So I do work the facility wall requests and other wall requests every day to the best of my ability. And what we're talking about, if I click on this My Requests right there, see how it says show facility wall requests and show other wall requests? So I'm going to click on show facility wall requests. At the bottom of this, it'll show you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is, because they're not associated with Facebook, they're going to rely on your neighbors and buddies. So, and here it says they're going to increase. You can read it yourself. So what you have right now isn't really going to work because they're not going to be associated with Facebook. So when you post in the new Slashkey website, it's not going to post to your profile page. It's not going to post to your Facebook page. It's only going to post in this game, in this website game. So you're only going to be able to see these things from people that you have on your neighbor list or on your buddy list. Okay? So a lot of people are asking, why are you asking to be buddies so much? Because I had no buddies. So this is new to me. So I need to build up my buddy list, which is really cool because they're showing up already in my requests, which means I have more farms to work. Like, see Sharon? Sorry, Sharon. But she's a new buddy. And now look, here she is. I can work her facilities. But listen, a lot of people don't have time to work these facilities and these other wall requests like I do. Or like somebody who is retired or, doesn't have a job. If people have a job, it's very difficult. And maybe that's why they do some of the things that they do, because either one, they don't know, which I find hard to believe because some of them have a rating of 1350 and more, which means they've been playing a long time. They should know. Or two, they just don't care, which is sad because, I think we're here to help each other. Like my neighbors and my buddies, I want to help them because I want them to help me too, So it has to be reciprocated, but some players are not. Some players don't reciprocate, and that's okay, I realize not everybody has the time. Okay, but here's the deal. Now, if you go up here to this forums and help tab and you click on it, what's going to happen is you got a game guide. Ta-da! And you got a guide on how to use the forum. If you've never used a forum before, you would start there. Or if you just want game information, you click the game guide, which we'll talk about later. And here's the new one, the website guide. This goes over everything that they have so far on this new website, which a lot of it is the same as the game guide, all right? So don't get freaked out that you gotta learn all this new stuff. You don't. It's pretty simple. So what you would do is, if you're not a member, you just click register now, okay? I'm gonna click it just to see what happens. Yeah, you have to read and agree. I'm not doing that because I'm already registered, so I'm gonna go back and put my username in, and I've already got my password set to save, and I'm just gonna go ahead and log in, okay? It should redirect me automatically, and here we go. Now I'm in. Welcome, Stephanie Rodriguez. That's me. Okay, so I logged in because I want to show you some of the game guides. Now, because we're talking about the facility wall request and other wall requests, I want to show you how to find it. So, where did I find that? Maybe I found it under facilities. Let's try that. Let's see. I gotta pause this video because I gotta find it. Sorry, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I found it. It's this question right here. So we clicked on facilities and it took us to this list. Now you want to know, how can I produce faster or refer clients? Okay, so you click on that link and now it takes you here. Okay, click on, can I hire someone to work my factories or service facility? Click this link to be taken to that information. Okay, so we're going to click that link, hiring. Here we go. How to post facility work requests. I strongly ask, please go and read this. A lot of people are just getting crazy with posting, and they're wasted links. You can't use them. All they do is take up precious real estate, okay? And they don't allow you to see all your neighbors and buddies' requests because they're too busy loading it with their own, okay? So again, we clicked on facilities. From the main game guide, we clicked on facilities. Chapter 13, facilities, and then how do I produce faster or refer clients, okay? And then, can I hire someone? Click on that link, okay? Now listen, from what I read and from what I understand, when you post a link, you only need to post one, okay? And here they are. Here's what shows up, okay? You post one for the service facilities and one for referring client, okay? So your factories, you only need to post one factory help request. Same goes with client referrals, referring people. You only need to post one, okay? So that's 2 links. That's it. 2 links. Okay, now what that's going to do is it's going to allow your friends and buddies to click on that link, and they will work all your facilities. They will work all of your factories and or all of your referring client facilities. Okay? There's no reason to be posting 3 times for the work factory, 3 times to refer clients. Those are just wasted links taking up precious space, okay? Weeding out other neighbors and buddies from getting help, okay? Now, listen, like I said, if you don't work these every day, it's not an issue to you, you don't care, but just be mindful that there are other people out there working your facilities daily and referring clients to you daily, okay? And we want to reach as many neighbors and buddies as we can, okay? Now, in here somewhere it says these links are good for 24 hours. Okay, that's fine and dandy on the Facebook version, because people can go to your page, your Facebook page, and scroll and look for your posting, right? That's great, but on the new / key, we're not going to be able to do that, okay? Which is going to stink, because what's going to happen is, let me take you to let me show you. It runs out. Like, mine used to go 24 hours, but now, look, it only goes back 9 hours, okay? So if you posted a link 10 hours ago, I'm not going to see it. which is stinky, okay? So here's what I say is acceptable. You can post your link, one for facilities and one for client referrals. So that's 2 links altogether. But yes, I would strongly suggest that you post them at least every 10 to 12 hours. So that would be 2 postings in a day. So in a 24-hour period, you could have 4 links that would be workable. Because also in this hiring whatever business they also talk about how good your links are and how often you can work your facilities and other people's facility, okay? And somewhere I read it's like 12 hours. So your first set of links will be good for 12 hours. But like I said, mine only goes back 9. So your first set of link is not going to get worked by me, okay? But your second set most likely will, okay? So listen, we're all adults, okay? Pay attention to the time, because you're not going to have your Facebook to fall back on. Yeah, like I used to go to my profile page and I'd scroll and I'd find my link and I'd be like, oh, it's only been 8 hours, I gotta wait another few hours. Well, we're not going to have the ability to do that, okay? But guess what? Over here in your corner, you have a clock. Just take a gander at the clock. Let's see what time you posted your link. You know, I know you people are busy and you have a lot on your mind. You might not remember what time you posted, but please try to make it between 10 and 12 hours. Otherwise, your second set of link isn't going to be any good because I'm not going to be able to rework it for 12 hours. So it's just going to sit there again. And I don't want that to happen to you. So please, people, please go to your game guide, go to facilities, click on the little link, and read about how to post facility work requests, because it goes into detail about what's going on, how often you should, what your friends are seeing, what they can do, how often they can do it, blah, 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 blah. But in short, here's the kicker. With the facility wall requests, post 1 for your factories and 1 for your referring client. That's it. 2 links once every 10 or 12 hours is sufficient. Otherwise, they're just wasted links. They already pink because I've already worked them. I can't work them again for another 10 or 12 hours. So you're just wasting space. And when I say wasting space, what I mean is, look at this space. We don't have very much. I only have 9 hours, okay? You know? So I don't have a lot of people that do it repetitively. I have some people that do it repetitively, and I told them about it. And what happens eventually is I just defriend them and I de-neighbor them, because I can't be bothered by people who don't want to follow the rules and play nice with others. Because when you load up this request by posting and posting and posting, what you're really saying is you don't care about other people. And I don't like that, you know? And so I like all my neighbors and buddies, and they've all been helpful to me, so I want to continue and be helpful to them. And by somebody just blasting their posts repetitively every hour, every 2 or 3 hours, it's just ridiculous to me. So that's my pet peeve, and that's all I'm going to say about facility wall requests, okay? Now, let's go to show other wall requests. This is another one I don't like. Because inside the game, let me go back to play, because I don't want to keep showing all my neighbors' names. They might not like it. But inside the game, when you're working your facilities, you'll get these pop-ups that say, you're requesting ingredients. You know, you just enlarged your farm and you want to let your neighbors know. You just bought a new facility. You want to let your neighbors know. You just bought a new tool. You want to let your neighbors know. Or if mostly it's you're asking for ingredients, and or you got a bonus. So you're sharing your bonuses with your friends. That's what goes on other wall requests. Those types of things. Okay, so that's all fine and dandy with the Facebook version, right? But now, somebody messaged me. I gotta wait. Wait, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna read this because I don't want them waiting too long if they need help. So I'm gonna pause. My container's ready. So many things going on at the same time. I'm gonna pause the video for just a brief moment and I'll be right back. Okay, let's see. Am I back? I think I'm back. Okay, so, let me go back over here. So now what we're talking about is the other wall request. Show other wall request. I'm gonna see if anybody shows me all kinds of stuff. like send ingredients, get a bonus, send a gift because they rank number 1 or whatever. Send a gift, send bonus, get bonus, send ingredients. I'm trying to see if there's one that says visit farm because they enlarged it or they bought a new tool or whatever. But I don't see any of my buddies doing that. So I can't show you that. But it's all on there. It all goes on this one, okay? Now, the kicker is, you see, it's limited also. You scroll down, you can only go so far back. I can only go 9 hours back, all right? Now, I'm guessing that over here, it would be all right to send a gift because we're on /key website and gifts are sent within the game. You know what? I've never tried it. So I'm going to click on it and see what happens. Yeah, it's still disabled. Sending gifts is currently disabled because they haven't figured all that out yet. So on the /key site, you can't send or receive gifts yet, but they're working on it. So no biggie. Now, back to the ordeal here of my request. Okay, so when I talk about limited real estate, that's what I mean. Like mine only goes back 9 hours. Sometimes it'll go back 12 hours. Sometimes I've seen it go back 14 hours. So it just depends. And I think if you're relatively new to Farmtown, it goes back longer because you don't have as many neighbors yet and or buddies yet. So I think it goes back even longer. When I first started, it used to go 24 hours. So that was nice, but now no. So what else did I want to talk about? Show other wall recs. Oh, okay, here. I'm going to be honest. Because I'm one of the people that work these every day after midnight. I wait till midnight. When midnight strikes, I begin working my wall facilities. Both my facility and my other wall requests. Because what I found is when you go to refuel, it starts at midnight, okay? And then it'll tell you you can't refuel again. And when you look at the hours, it takes you to midnight. So I learned that. Just something I learned. Your fuel, these helping other neighbors and stuff, help towards getting more fuel, okay? Because you can only go to the fuel station. And when I say that, in case you're new, you're not really sure, I don't want anybody freaking out, but when you go to refuel, you can do it once a day, okay? It doesn't matter what time of day you do it. I just do it at midnight because I'm up. And it gives me a fresh start, and it's part of my routine because I sort of built a routine on what I do with Farmtown because there's so much to do. That's why. I don't understand how people who work, have a job, have children, take care of their parents, I don't know where they find the time to do all this. So it's very appreciative when people work my facilities and help me out because they may not be disabled or retired or, you know, independently wealthy. Whatever. So, you know, I try to reciprocate as best I can. I have too many tabs open and my computer's old. That's why it's slow. It's not because of /key or Farmtown or Facebook. It's just I'm slow. Okay, so once a day you come over to your little map. Oh, my ship must be ready to sail. That's a good thing. It brings you products and other stuff. Yeah, it's ready. Everything's ready, so I'm going to dispatch my ship. Yeah, I don't play around with my itinerary too much because I don't really care. You know, if they do it, they do it. If they don't, they don't. It's just a game, you know. No big deal. If I get 2 million products versus 1 million products, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to sell them at the marketplace anyway. All right, so there's your little fuel. It tells you how much fuel you got. You got a little fuel can up here. And the more fuel you have, better off you are. Anyway, when you fuel up down here, you hit map, you go to the fuel station, alright? So I click on the fuel station, and it does all this, and it tells you, you can refuel once per day. And I'll be able to do it in 1 hour and 40 minutes, which happens to be midnight my time. But see, the help you've given to friends, see, it gives you that much more fuel. And your neighbors, now, I'm pretty sure this is just on the number of neighbors that you have. And I think it's limited because everybody's limited to the same amount of neighbors. But I don't know. And then there's active neighbors. So what is the difference between neighbors and active neighbors? But you get help either way, alright? And then, of course, it's based on your game level as well. So I guess because I'm at 1350, I get 1350, okay? So, that's how you get your fuel every day. And like I said, it restarts at midnight. Now, let me show you something else. In case you're new and you're not really sure how you get fuel. These little doodads down here, this is an oil pump. You can buy it with coins. You should put an oil pump on every single one of your farms. And as you grow and expand with each new farm, your first purchase to be an oil pump, okay? Then you need oil refinery, because that's where your fuel gets made, is in your oil refineries, okay? And there's also something called an oil rig, okay? Now, here's what they tell you. The oil rig produces more of these barrels that you need, okay? And so you can either do an oil pump or an oil rig, okay? But I do both. Not on every single farm. Here's what the oil rig looks like. Offshore oil rig, okay? And that produces more of those barrels than just an oil pump, okay? But here's my rig, okay? And then on the same farm, I have an oil pump. So, but like I said, I don't have one of these oil rigs on every single one of my farms. I think I only have 2 or 3 of them, to be honest. But what I do have on almost every single farm is an oil refinery and an oil pump. Now, because you want to know how I got to 1 trillion or 1 billion fuel. I never run out of fuel. Never. Because every day I make at least 12 billion or 10 billion or 7 billion. I make billions of fuel every day. And that's how I do it. I don't rely on these freebie websites, because guess what? I don't think they're going to be working once we go to /key and Facebook is no more. So just a heads up, these little doodads are 32 farm cash each. So save your farm cash, that's what I say. Had I known this in the beginning, oh my God, you don't even know the crazy stuff I bought with farm cash. Nothing necessary. Really. I mean, it's crazy. I wish I knew all this beforehand. But definitely, that's all about the fuel there. And I'm getting a little sidetracked because we were talking about other wall requests, right? So the thing with that is, we have limited space, some of us, at like 9 hours. Some of you may go back 24 hours, which is fantastic. I wish I would go back 24 hours because then I could help more people. But when I talk about limited space, this is what I'm talking about. And now that Facebook might be going away, look here, people. I don't care that you completed your quest, okay? I don't care that you upgraded your farm. Yay for you. I don't care that you ranked number 1, 2, or 3 in the whatever contest every week they have for facilities or whatever. Yes, fabuloso for you. So happy for you. So happy for your team. So happy that you just expanded your farm. Yay! So happy that you whatever. Okay? But look here. You're taking up valuable, precious space, real estate, that I need to get my bonuses now, okay? And to send you the ingredients that you want, okay? So do not, in the future, with the /key, fill this with all those other frivolous, I call them frivolous, thing. Like here, I received 2 farm cash. Yay, that's great. Okay, we all do, okay? And here I rank number 1. She always does. I love her. But, I mean, there's a box. When that pop-up comes up, there is a little box there. And it says, do you want to share this with your neighbors? Please, for the love of the Almighty, unclick that box, because you're saving valuable real estate space for the people that actually work your business, okay? It's just gonna benefit you more if you don't share the frivolous information. That's nice to know, and yay, we're happy for you, but it's useless for us, okay? Unless, and I say this because we don't know what /key is gonna do with gift giving yet, unless gift giving is built in that way. So, like, when you rank and stuff, not increasing your farm, because that just says visit farm. So, we'll visit your farm when we want to. Yay, okay? But to send a gift, like you ranked number 1, 2, or 3, please send a gift, that would be okay, because it's usable, you know what I mean? In /key, okay? But it's not necessary in Facebook, because we can just go up here, and send you some gifts. And you only get 1 gift every 12 hours anyway. So, again, please try to be mindful of what you're posting to these requests. And remember, not everybody goes back 24 hours. Some of us only go back 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 hours. So look, facility walls post one link per facility twice a day, every 10 or 12 hours. Not every 3 hours, not every 2 hours. Don't post 3 in 1 hour. You don't need to post 4. Now, I saw some people were saying, yeah, post in both, post in both /geek and post on Facebook. No, for the love, please don't do that. Because, look here, I'm going to get 4 links for you. Look here, I'm only going to be able to work 2 of them. The other 2 are wasted, taking up my valuable real estate, okay? So, if you want your link to be available on your Facebook page so that your non-neighbors and buddies can find them on your Facebook page, post these requests only when you're in the Facebook game, okay? Do not come over to /geek and post them again, okay? Do not do that. Because I don't need 4 links from you, okay? I just need 2, okay? I hope that makes sense. But, like, I get an attitude because it's one of my pet peeves. I'm so sorry. But, I want to try and help as many people as I can. I do nothing else all day. So, now, I think I pretty much covered the facility wall requests and show other wall requests. Those are my gigs, okay? It's what I do. I do this every day. I do it twice a day sometimes. So, I try to reach and do as many people as I can, because the sooner that their facilities get work, the sooner they can post again. Now, you ask, how does that benefit me? Well, I'm going to tell you. Okay, because working other people's requests, other wall requests will give you a bonus. So you'll get those materials, those items, and then you can go and sell them at market and make more points for yourself, okay? Or you can hoard them up. Okay, so it's beneficial to you, and when you work other people's facilities, you get experience points. And we all know experience points add up to farm cash eventually. Well, when you're relatively new, those experience points can add up really quickly. And then you level up, and once you level up, you get a farm cash. So every time you level up, you get a farm cash. So it worked. And now that I'm at 1350, we don't level up anymore, but every now and then they'll come on and they'll be like, hey, we're going to move it to 1400, and you just got yourself 50 farm cash. Because your experience here, this is your experience points right here. So it says 1350, and then up above it says whatever. That increases as you work other people's facilities and refer clients to them. So it's beneficial. Alright, I'm going to pause the video again. Okay, I'm back. I'm just checking my list because I went off topic a few times. But it's a hodgepodge of topics. So that's what I'm about. So back to my topic list is the forums and help tab, which we briefly went over, right? So you know all about it. Up here, your forum and your helps tab, you just click that and it opens in a new tab up here. So it doesn't, you don't leave the game or anything. When you click on forums and help, it'll open up here in a new tab, okay? So that's kind of cool. And then we talked about the forum guide. If you've never used the forum before, they have all kinds of stuff. Oh my God, common problems, known issues, help and support, news and announcements, suggestions, join and meet other Farmtown players, Farmtown social. They have it in different languages, all kinds of stuff that you can find on here. Like when I was relatively new, I came on and I posted a post that says, hey, I'm new and I need neighbor. Oh my goodness, the outpouring of neighbor requests was just amazing. It's a very helpful tab. It's a very helpful, and it's put out by /geek, and they're really good about dating it, and they're really good about sharing information, all kinds of stuff. Freight trains, you name it. Anything you ever wanted to know about Farmtown, you can find on the forum, including anything about the forum, how to use it, how to see your post that you posted. Say you posted a request for neighbors, say it was like 4 or 5 months ago. Well, the forum guide, and you want to find that post, because either A, you want to delete it, or 2, you want to add to it. Well, you know what? The forum guide is going to tell you how to find that post, alright? And the game guide is phenomenal. It goes over everything. The basic, preference bar, trophies, neighbors, buying, selling, flowers, animals, trees, blah, 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 blah. It goes over absolutely everything that you would ever want to know, if you got time to read it and whatnot. Okay, so get yourself familiar with that. Then my next topic is my neighbors and my buddies. Oh yeah. Okay, since we're in slash, okay, we all know how Facebook works. You become friends on Facebook. Then once you're friends on Facebook, then you become neighbors in the game, right? You guys send them, they gotta send it back, blah 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 blah. It's so difficult. I don't know why people think the new site's gonna be more difficult. It's gonna be so easy because Facebook's not included. Okay, so there you go. All right. Now look, this is what I wanted to show you because it's a little off topic, but I found one. You know how they're talking about, oh, click the manage button? Okay. Never seen it. Okay. Never seen it in my trains facility, which you use by clicking on the toolbox. Going up here to your train manager. Okay. Never seen it in there. Never seen it in my Seaport manager. Never seen that manage button, right? Well, now look here. Below the game, they tell you what people do. Okay. Down here where it tells you, look at it's so cool because I just found it today. See how mine say neighbor buddy, neighbor buddy. They all say neighbor buddy, right? And I thought, where the heck is this manage button, right? I do not know what they're talking about. Okay, I'm back and it refreshed. So let me see if I can find her again because I finally saw the manage button down here under the game where it tells you who did what and when and all that good stuff. But you see, most of mine say neighbor, neighbor, buddy, buddy, neighbor. That's what they've always said, right? Why isn't it working? Maybe it is the site. Maybe they are slow because it's Sunday and everybody's playing. I don't know why. Oh, here we go. I just moved the slide bar. Let me see if I can find her again. I know she was in purple. There it is. See? This lady right here. Look how it says manage. I didn't touch it earlier because I wanted to show you guys. Okay? So that's what they're talking about when you can manage them. And I don't know why I've seen this picture before, so I know we're friends on Facebook, right? Maybe she's not my neighbor because it would say neighbor there, right? And she's definitely not on my buddy list because I just started getting buddies. I never had anybody on my buddy list before until this new /key site said they're gonna rely on buddies and neighbors. So I'm like, oh holy hell, like I get me some buddies. So I've been working on getting me some buddies. Well, I think my neighbors list is pretty full. So I'm going to click manage and I'm going to add her as a buddy because I'll still be able to see her stuff. And she'll still be able to see mine. And then we can help each other still. So I click on manage. Adding this farmer to your neighbors or buddies requires an approval. Okay, so this is what happens. Okay, in the coming days, we will allow you to contact this farmer to request approval. Please be aware that this farmer could be your Facebook friend. Content of game running outside Facebook cannot determine. Okay, so let's visit her farm. See if we get an option there. Because it's telling me right now we need her approval to add her as a buddy or a neighbor. And it looks like from this little notification that we can't do that because it says in the coming days or week. Alright, so let's visit her farm and let's see if we can do it from there. Because supposedly, right, I'm thinking when you clicked on the manage button that you were supposed to be able to, and I'm air quoting, add him or her as a buddy or as a neighbor, right? That's what I got from reading the information. But apparently that is not the case as we just saw. So I'm on her farm and unless I go on a tool, what is this? No, she has me as a buddy. I'm going to cancel out of that. I don't want her to remove me. No, I want to stay her buddy. Let's see what this one does. Do you want to remove yourself? Oh, she has me as a neighbor too. Oh, well, holy hell. Excuse my language. I'm going to cancel out of that one too. Okay, so this person apparently has me as her neighbor and her buddy, which I don't understand because in the new /key version, they say that's like a duplication. So like I read that they're trying to come up with a way so that doesn't happen, so that you don't have, okay, so you got a neighbor list, right, and then you got a buddy list, so they don't want the same person on both lists. They consider that a duplication, right? So they're supposedly coming up with a way to differentiate between a neighbor and a buddy and to possibly somehow merge them or delete one or the other so that one person is on one list only. Because in the new /key version, you don't want to see them twice, right? I'm guessing. I don't know, people. I'm just guessing with the rest of y'all. But I'm not in a panic or in a hoo-ha about it, alright? So we went to her farm and I don't really see anywhere to add her right now. So we can't really do that right now. Maybe it will get something different if we're in the train manager and or the seaport manager than just coming from down here, right? Where it says manage. I'm gonna go back to my home farm and get off our farm. She's probably wondering what the hell. Anyway, so that's what happens. So you just kind of got to take it slow and easy. And just remember, it's a slash key site. Not everything is set up yet. It's no big deal. No big deal, people. No big deal. They're working on it. They'll get it handled eventually. I have a funny feeling that Facebook is going to do away with Farmtown. They did away with their Farmville, okay? And I love my Farmville, okay? So, who's to say Farmtown's not in it? They have a lot of people playing it, so I don't know how long it's going to be around. All right, off topic again. So we covered the wall facility request, the other wall request, forums and help tab, my neighbors and buddies. Oh, here's what I wanted to talk about. So go to your Facebook Farmtown, right? And let me log out of here. Now, if you go to your Facebook Farmtown, okay, and like magic, come back. But now I'm on Facebook Farmtown, which you can tell because they put you in this dark, dingy dungeon, which I don't like it, alright? It's something new. I don't care for it. I don't like all this darkness, alright? So, I like Slashkey, and I've been playing on Slashkey since they opened it. I come to Facebook, you can tell, see up here it says Facebook, alright? And I come here because I can send my gifts, I can receive gifts. The next thing on my list is neighbors and buddies. We talked about the manage button, and now I'm just going to talk about squatters. They may be on your neighbor list, but they really don't help you ever. They don't send you gifts ever. They're just kind of hanging out there. It reminds me of lurking, like they're lurking, watching you. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not being reciprocated in the game, and I don't like that. So up here on your neighbors tab, this one right here, once a month I'll go through and check it out. So you click your neighbors tab. I haven't done this since Slashkey came aboard, so we'll have to see what happens here, because I was supposed to do it. Here it is, the 30th already, and I haven't done it. See, now it tells me I got 50 gifts up here. Alright, now what I do is, because it says April 30th, right? So right here it says active, April 30th. They played on the 30th. They played on the 30th. So I just kind of scroll through and make sure most of my neighbors are active. Because remember, active neighbors help you in getting more fuel, right? So you don't want to get people here that are playing, I don't know, 2-3 months ago and they haven't played in the month of April. No, people. Alright? So most of my people look pretty active. I'm just going through real quick, so I want to make sure I don't have any of those manage buttons that they talk about, right? So I'm thinking they're pretty active. I got a pretty good set of neighbors right now. Everybody's pretty active. Let's see, I can make room for some new. Like here, April 13th. It's about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Here's another one. Here's March. Holy crud. But they're not my neighbor. See? I didn't click that add as neighbor. They're just kind of hanging out since March 11th. I don't know. I might have to go on my Facebook friends, find them and defriend them, Because I don't want people just lurking, Here's one March 5. But she's at 1332. Here's one March 10th. But they're at 1350. Which means, you know what? They can play whenever they want. You know what I mean? But I'm not even messing around with my neighbors list because it looks pretty good for now. But I just wanted to show you this is where you go. Alright? And this is where you add your neighbors and whatnot. Like I might add this lady. And she's active and she's 1350 and she's helpful to her friends. So I might add her later. I don't know this Lisa. I've never seen this picture before. But she's at 1350 also. She played today. And she's pretty helpful to her friends. I might add her too. But I don't know how many neighbors you can have. And if I send the request, do I have room for them? I don't know. I don't know these things. I'm still relatively new. But that's what your neighbors thing is about. So, like I say, I do mine once a month. I'll go through, check them out, And like, it's almost midnight, which is time for me to start my work on Farmtown, doing the wall requests and whatnot. I have a routine. It starts at midnight. So, I'll go through this later, more seriously, I don't want to take up time on the video to do that. So, that was about the neighbors, finding the squatters, and all that good stuff. Okay, so now my next topic is the differences between Slashkey and Facebook. Not much. Okay? Now, Facebook, look here. You can get your gifts. Okay? You can send your gifts. Okay, you can still look at your neighbors. Okay, and you can add them from here from your Facebook people. Okay, you can't do that in Flashkey. All right, not yet. I haven't figured it out yet. No big deal. Don't panic. Don't freak out. Oh, you can buy cash here. You better buy it today. They may be closed down tomorrow. If you're wanting your farm cash, you better get it now while it's still through Facebook Pay, because the difference is, according to what I've read, they're going to use PayPal and or this company called Stripe. Never heard of it. Heard of PayPal. Never heard of the other one. Don't have PayPal, so gonna have to figure that out too. Not a big deal, you know. I learned how to use Zelle, and my son did something with this other one. I never used it, but I did open an account, but I just used Zelle because it's through my bank and I trusted. Oh, okay, so those are some of the differences that I've noticed. Now, this video that I'm making is all just me, my personal opinions, what I personally learned, what I come to believe as far as what I've read. You know, nothing I say on this video is tried and true, 100% correct. Like I said, in July, I will have been playing for 2 years, so I'm relatively new, because a lot of people have been playing since 2009, alright? And I'm not one of those people. So I thought I'd make this video just to go over some things that I've been noticing and learning, and that would be helpful to you guys. Okay, like if you're relatively new and you want to learn how to level up quickly, I learned that, okay? Listen, my brother, has an account. If I go up here in the corner, see how it says account and it says see all profiles? Okay, my brother lets me use his account, okay? Now, he started off with just two tiny little farms, okay? And I think he was at level 400 and something, okay? Well, listen here. I went, luckily, he had some coins. You know, the farm coins up in the corner. Let me click play. Anyway, he had enough coins, probably from working in the marketplace. I don't know how, because nobody ever hires you there anymore. It's just sad. But back in the day, and I'm talking, a year ago maybe? That's back in the day for me. They were hiring people left and right. I got jobs left and right. So my farm coins went up a lot, especially on fishing farms. And fishing farms will give you the coins. And the harvest and plow farms will give you the experience, you know, so you can level up either way. Me, now that I'm at like the highest level, the 1350 or whatever, I go for the coins. So I'm very happy when people hire me to fish, because even though it's boring, because they're all just fish farms, and you don't get to look at the creativeness of people, and you don't get to see all the pretty farms and how they decorate, which I love. Mine are pretty boring right now because I just started, and I really don't have that good of imagination. So if you see something on my farm that you like, it's probably because I snagged it from somebody else that I thought that I liked. You get ideas that way, you know, and like I'm not good with 3D creations. Oh my god, I visited this one guy's farm, and out of the door panels and window panels, he made these buildings. It was fabulous. I was like, oh my god, that's out of a window panel? He put all that together? People are so creative. Okay, up here, this is what I'm talking about, coins. Up here, okay? So like when you work from the job marketplace and you're hired to do fish farms, they give you a lot of coins up here. And if you do harvest and plow, it gives you a lot of experience, which makes this bar move, and you level up, which means you get 1 farm cash. For each level you level up, you get 1 farm cash. So once you get to a certain point, it's really hard to get farm cash. So it's best, if you're relatively new, save your farm cash until you know how to spend them correctly. That's all I can say, okay? Because you want to be buying tools, you won't want to be expanding your farms and doing all kinds of crazy nonsense with your farm cash. What else can I tell you is the difference? You know, getting the cash, sending gifts, seeing your neighbors. That's all up here on this Facebook one. Can't do that yet on Flashkey, but they're working on it, so no worries, no big deal. Eventually they'll incorporate all that into the game, I'm sure. I have faith in them. Then we want to talk about leveling up quickly. Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. So I went to my brother's farm, and luckily he had enough coins, and I made fish farms out of them. It took me forever, because you gotta line up those little dots, you know, and you just fish. It's just one lake after another, till you get all these lakes. I don't care for it. on my farms, all I do are have the borders. I just border it out. Alright? I'm not about fish farms for me personally. I don't have the patience to make them. So when you work for these people and they have these fish farms, you have to really appreciate them and all the time it took for them to create them, okay? It takes days to make one fish farm. I'm talking hours and hours just lining up these little dot. Oh my God, it was insanity. Well, listen, I made 4 of them for my brother. That's all I could do. I made 4, okay? But he leveled up doing that really quickly. So like when I started working his farms, he was only at level like 400 and something. He's up to level 1125 or something now. And that's through creating fish farms and working for other people doing their fish farm, okay? So fish farming is really where it's at. But try to do other things too, because people don't like the fact that everybody's clued into their secret world of fish farming, please. You know, some people just take the game way too seriously. Look here, my brother's account, all his tools, okay, look here, you click on my toolbox. Well, because I've been playing for almost 2 years, I got them all. I got all of the big, badass, excuse my language, tools, okay? I got all these other tools. I got all the tools you could think of. Not, well, multi-planter and I really don't know how to use the transplanter yet, so I didn't buy any more of those. But I think 256 is good enough for a multi-planter. But my brother, oh my God, bless his heart, he only has these little blue tools, these little tiny tools, okay? The little tiny ones. And so, but what I did get him was super duper turbo boat, right? So, like, usually people complain, all they want to do is fishing anymore. Who cares? Look, my brother, the only big tool he has is a turbo, alright? So, what I put on his little work tag is turbo and fuel for fishing, okay? If they want to hire him for something else, they're going to have to pay for it. They're going to have to use their own fuel and their own big tools. So, I'll tell you right now, my brother's not working with little tools. If somebody hires him and they got little tools, he leaves. No, he don't have the patience for all that clicking, and it takes so much time to work with little tiny tools, alright? So, do yourself a favor. Save your farm cash up here and get those tools built up to the bigger silos. And here's another idea I have. Why, bless their heart, why, oh why, do people go to the job marketplace and try to hire other people when their tools are so small? Please don't do that. Please don't go to the job market and try to hire other people with your rinky-dink tools, okay? Nobody wants to work with your rinky-dink tools, okay? If you have rinky-dink tools, don't even bother trying to hire other people, okay? More than likely, they're going to leave immediately as soon as they see you got rinky-dink tools. And number 2, if you do have rinky-dink tools, here's the thing. Look for other players like me. My tag says Mac Tools, Turbo, and Fuel. I got it all, alright? So if you're relatively new, okay, and you have rinky-dink tools, look for somebody like me. Max Tools, Turbo, Fuel. Because you can hire them. And when you go to hire them, there's checkmark boxes down at the bottom. It'll say, let employee use my tools, let employee use my fuel. Just unclick those, alright? And then they'll be able to use their big tools, their fuel, they'll get your farms done, lickety split, everybody's happy, alright? Please, for the love of all that is holy, do not go to the job marketplace and try to hire people with rinky-dink tools, okay? Because I don't have the patience either. I'll leave. As soon as I see they're blue or purple, I'm out of there, man. Especially on layered farms. No way. No way. It's ridiculous. And they should know better. I'm sorry. People should just know better. Use your common sense. Would you want to do it? No. You like the bigger tools. One click and it's done. Alright? Simple. Be courteous. Be kind to other people. Don't try to torture them. And so what if people can only do fishing? Maybe that's the only big tool they have. You farm towners need to lighten up and stop being so judgmental. You don't know what the other person has going on. You know what I mean? I mean, they're doing the best they can with what they got. But here's the thing. You got rinky-dink tools, don't hire other people. If you do hire other people, let them use their own big tools. If they don't have big tools, they'll just decline your job offer. It's simple. So simple. Look at what you're doing. Pay attention to the check mark boxes. They're there for a reason. Make your life simple. Make other people's lives simple. God knows we have it hard enough out here. Alright, enough said about hiring people and tools. It's another one of my pet peeves. I'm sitting there, I tell you I got the max tools, and you hire me with your rinky-dink tools. What sense does that make? None. Alright? Think about it. Don't you like, if you're one of the people that do have rinky-dink tools, and somebody hires you with their big tools, don't you like that? Isn't it like, oh, that's so nice. It's so easy with these big tools. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, when I first used big tools, I was impressed. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It made farming so much faster, so much easier. Big tools are where it's at. Save your farm cash, spend it on getting bigger tools. That's just a heads up. Now, enough said about that. Oh, Super Neighbors. I wanted to talk just briefly about Super Neighbors. Anyway, Super Neighbors are cool to have, okay? Now look here. I click on my name, right? You click on your name. All right, let me pause for just a second. Okay, it finally popped up. Sorry about that. But it did pop up. You click on your name, right? It'll say order by name, order by Super Neighbor. That's how they're going to order your friends list. I do cooperative quests. It's this little blue box up here. See these blue dots? These people do cooperative quests too. That's what the little blue dots mean. The green dot means they're online. And the purple dot, that means they're super neighbors. And the red dot means I think you're their super neighbor too. So, or they're your super neighbor too. Okay, like this is my brother's account, okay? So I'm his super neighbor and he's my super neighbor. So we get a red dot, okay? These ladies here, I'm just their super neighbor, alright? So they only get the purple dot because they are not my super neighbors. Okay, I only have my brother set as my super neighbor. Why? It's my personal thing. I don't want people coming and messing around on my farms. That's just me. I don't like it. I like to do things the way I like to do them. And if I want to hire somebody to fish, I'll hire somebody to fish. If I want to hire somebody to do my trees, I'll hire somebody to do my trees. You know, that's just me. That's just the way I like to farm. Okay, but some people don't care. Listen, don't get carried away with super neighbors. Okay, here's the key with super neighbors. Try to find some good ones. Okay. And what I mean by that is, okay, not necessarily, there's not necessarily bad ones, okay? I'm just saying, my personal preferences, I like to have free range. If I'm going to be your super neighbor, I want to have control of your farms because I'm not the kind of person that wants to go to your farm 7 times a day to harvest your crop because you plant 4-hour crops and then you plant 12-hour crops, and then you plant 1-hour crops, and then you plant 3-day crops, and no, I will not do that. Listen, you want to find somebody that gives you free range, right? So these 3 ladies let me do that. When I go to one of them, she already has it preset what she wants planted, so I have no choice but to plant what she has selected, which is fine by me, because I think I would be that way too, like only plant this crop, or only do that. This lady doesn't care. So what I do is I go through, I look for her lowest amount. Oh, that's another neat trick I could show you. Like when you go to plant, okay, you get your sower. I didn't know this for almost a year, but if you click up here, over here, let me just narrow it down a little bit for you. Let's just go to 8-hour crop just for the heck of it. Why did it take me to 2? It doesn't matter. It took me to 2. They're not working right. Okay, you click on this A to Z and it'll sort it, right? It'll sort it alphabetically. It'll sort it by cost, harvest time. But look here, stored amount, all right? So you click on stored amount and it rearranges your crop. So it's telling you right now that read is the least amount that you have. So if you hover over this day, it tells you only have whatever here stored, right? So then you click on the next one, you hover over the next one, and it's a little bit more. So what it does is your least amount stored, it comes up first, okay? So that is cool to me. Some lady taught me that. Just randomly, I was her super neighbor and I didn't know what I was doing. So be careful with super neighbors. Make sure you know what you're doing before you become somebody's super neighbor. So if you want to look at, say you become somebody's super neighbor, right? And you don't know what to plant first. Like they give you free reign, okay? So what I would do is I would click on this. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Something is going on with this site. Maybe I need to refresh. Okay, because it's moving too slow for me. Okay, I'm back. It finally came up. I refreshed again because it was moving so slow. Okay, so you become somebody's super neighbor, right? And they're allowing you to plant whatever you want. The trick is please plant the same hour crop or the same day crops because you don't want to be going to their farm several times a day. So what I do is the one that gives me free range, I go to her farm once a day, I fish for her, and I plant crop. Now, I will plant crops according to what she's low on, right? But I'll plant plant all the crops. Like if she's low on 3-day crop, I'll plant all the 3-day crop. So all of her farms will be 3-day crop. Or if it's 8 hours, she's low on 8-hour crop, then all of her farms are going to be 8-hour crops. This way, it makes it easier on you, so you don't have to visit their farm 7 times a day to get their crops harvested or whatever. And I usually do the fishing around the same time every day. Like I said, I have a routine. I've been super neighboring now for about 6 months. But look here, I'm down to 3. I don't count my brother because he does his own thing sometimes. But these ones, I used to have a lot, like a overzealous. And all I literally did was work Super Neighbor Farms. I never had time to do my own farms or to decorate my farms or to rearrange my farms, and I thought, oh my God. Then on top of that, I got really sick, and so I had to give them up. I couldn't do it anymore. But these ladies didn't want to let me go. So one, I don't plant for anymore. I just fish. The other one, she's got it preset on what she wants, and this one is the only one that lets me do free range. But so I got 3 super neighbors. Like I'll go to this one, I'll do all the fishing. I go right to the next one, I do all the fishing. I go right to that one, I do all the that way every day. All their fishing is done around the same time, so I don't have to wait hours in between. I just line it up, and I like that. So when somebody asks you to be their super neighbor, or if you ask somebody, like you come across some farms you really like, and you'd like to work them every day, and you ask them, please be aware of what you're getting in for, and do some thinking about how to time management, so that you have time for your own farms. And don't get carried away. Like you can have up to 20 super neighbors, but oh my God, when would you do your own farms ever? I had like 6 or 7, and that was too much for me, so I cut it back to 3. Now, that's the super neighbors. I want to tell you about that. And so, like, when you go to their farms, and you go to plant, I'm pretty sure this is on all right now. Yeah, all. So I would suggest clicking all, right? And then do stored amount, right? And see, because this is my farm, I'm low on 3-day, 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 3-day. I'm low on 1 day, 1 day, 1 day. So in this particular case, I'd probably go with the 3-day first, and then I would do the 1 day. I only see 1 2-day. So I'd probably do 3 days first, 1 days, and then go to the 2 days. Just looking on what I'm low on right now. That's how I would do it, okay? But you can also sort it. That little trick right there just enhanced my production so much. Now, that kind of goes into my last topic, which is what to plant, how to know what you're low on, and why. Okay, that kind of ties in with that, right? But again, you click on your Forms and Help tab, okay? Let me sign in again. And, say you're looking, go to Game Guide, okay? And say you don't have any trees planted. And you need to plant some trees, right? But you're like, well, I don't know what trees to plant, What trees are going to be most beneficial for me? Well, lo and behold, they have a chapter on trees. And you click on that. I learned this too. I learned this on my own. Now, there's all different options here you can look at. But here, where products from trees can be used, all right? So, because you're going to have facilities and you're going to have shops, and they all use products. Your crop, your trees, your fish. That's why they got different ponds and lakes and, frozen lakes, and you get different fish from different things, So here you're going to find out about trees, where products from trees can be used. So you click on that, and this is so cool. This does it with a lot of things. Your trees, your fish, and your crop. There's the one, what crops are used where. There's one to know what crops to plant, what trees are used where. I click on that one, right? Okay, look at this. So, just looking at this, you can tell you're going to need a lot of bamboo trees because it's used in a lot of facilities, right? So, I got a whole farm just with bamboo trees. And then I got another one with just apples and avocados because you're going to use a lot of those, right? And you just go down. I got them in alphabetical order. It's the best. I got one farm. Look at all the lemons that these facilities use, and limes. I got one farm with just lemon and lime trees, all right? So this is a good tool. There's orange is another big one. Pistachios and plantains are another big one. So this kind of helps guide you as to what trees to buy, how many to buy of them. It tells you what facilities they're used in. Like I said, does it for crops too. So there's a lot to be gained in using the game guide and in the Farmtown/Key forum, okay? A lot. So it's good to get used to this forums and help tab, okay? And like I said, it opens in a whole different tab window up here. It doesn't exit you from the game at all. What else? But I did cover all the subjects I wanted to. Mainly, it was about the facility wall requests and other wall requests. Please quit clicking and clicking and clicking and sending the same links 2, 3, 4 multiple times a day. They're useless to us. You know, we're trying to help you, but we can only do it every 10 or 12 hours. All right? And don't post frivolous things like you upgraded your farm, or you won $2 farm cash, or you know, because you're taking up space that other people could be using. And as more people post, the people at the bottom drop off, which isn't fair. You know, it's not nice. So try to be nice. Try to be fair. Try to think about what you're doing. You know, try to remember what time you posted. It's not that hard. I do it every day. You know, we're grown-ups, we're not children. If you have a hard time, set an alarm on your phone. That thing, you can post again. You know, I think that's about it. It's been a pleasure. Like I said, I wish I knew how to do live, so it could be a back and forth thing, but I don't know how to do that yet. But I'm learning. I'm not techie swamp, you know. So as you can see, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you learned something and or enjoyed the video. And if you have any more questions and or comments, please feel free to leave them. I'll try to check at least every couple days, if not once a week, to see if there's any comments or questions left for me. I forget, you know, because I'm not a big techie video person, and I don't really know that much. I'm just kind of sharing with you all what I've learned over this past year and several months. So I do love Farmtown. I am pretty much addicted to it. I have spent a lot of farm cash on it. Like I said, I am disabled, so I have a lot of time, and I know not everybody does, so I don't really get rid of too many neighbors or buddies or friends for that reason, because I understand everybody has their own lives with work and everything else, and I don't take the game too seriously. I just wish more people would, when you go to the job marketplace, I just wish more people would utilize that and start hiring people to do their jobs for them. Like I said, even if you have the rinky-dink tools, you can just read what you're doing and uncheck the boxes where it says let employees use my tools. Just uncheck that, uncheck it, and you know, look for players that have big tools. They say big tools, lots of fuel. I see it all the time. Hire those type of people, all right? If you got the rinky-dink tools, don't try to hire people with rinky-dink tools. That's not nice. Also, what else? I think that's it for now, okay? Everybody remain calm, stay cool, relax, enjoy the game, because that's what it is. It's just a game. Help each other out, be kind, right? Alright, talk to y'all soon. I'll make another video. I just don't know what about yet. Probably when /T does something different. Until then, hang in there. It's all going to be good. Alright, bye-bye.